What's up, guys? It's Missy. I'm back with another SimCity Build It video. Alright, so last night I decided to make some comm charts, okay? They're not 100% complete. I have to put them into a document. I'm going to insert them into the Contest Mayor's guide, which I'm also kind of rearranging a little bit. In other words, there's going to be a lot of changes to the Contest Mayor's document this week. But this is going to be a quick chart guide for you guys to refer to instead of having to flip through the detailed version. Now, I do recommend that you use the detailed version if you're having a lot of trouble because there's a lot more information in it. But this is basically just a summarized version of that, which will be a lot easier for you guys to refer to. So, if you haven't already done so, please hit the like and subscribe button. If you want access to this, the link will be down below. Also, anytime I have a document link, if you click down below in the description section, there's a spot that says all doc links, and every document that I have available is in that link. Now, this is not there yet because I haven't made a document for it yet. This is just photos, okay? Right now, they're posted to our Facebook page, so if you're on our Facebook page, go ahead and check that out. In fact, you probably already saw it if you're on my Facebook page. And let's just go ahead and I'm going to explain to you guys what this stuff means if you don't already know. So, this is the Contest Mayor's charts. Task, info, opportunity, algorithm, and risk. That is the general information that you need to know about each assignment to properly determine which assignment you should be choosing. Obviously, there's a lot more to it than that, but this is what you're going to refer to. So, the first portion here in purple is going to be your task. Below that, there is an initial that says P. That stands for premium. So what that means is this assignment has the ability to be worth up to 3,000 points. If there is a NP next to it, that means the assignment cannot be worth 3,000 points. Okay, so that would be a non-premium assignment. If it has HP next to it, it means it's a high premium, meaning it can be worth over 3,000 points. Okay, so the values here are just ranges. They are not set in stone for sure. Some of them are. Okay, some of the values are correct, but a lot of the ones that say like 1,500 to 3,000 or whatever, SimCity has a tendency to constantly change the values. For example, especially depending on what league you're in. If you're in a lower league, you'll actually see keys at the value of 800 now, which we didn't used to see that before. But we don't really see that value in the higher leagues. Okay, so there's a lot of like weird things that the game does, or the developers or whoever they do, and it just constantly changes. So I just put a value range. All right. Okay, so that is the task. It tells you whether or not it's premium, non-premium, high premium, and then it gives you a value range. The next column is the information column. This is, whatever information I could summarize for you guys to kind of, it's what you need to know about each assignment that may be important to your choosing this over something else. For example, the war delivery, you need to know that you can do only be done during war or on the monster. So a lot of times what people will do is they will have their club is not in war, but they didn't know that they could do this assignment on the monster, and maybe the monster's not there, but maybe it's only like $8 or $10 to bring it in, and you could go ahead and get this assignment done. So just keep track of that, okay? The next column is going to be the opportunity column. So basically, opportunity is the result of doing the assignment. Is it good or is it bad? So by doing this assignment, are you likely to yield a good result in return or a bad result? That's what opportunity is. By doing this assignment, more often than not, it yields a good premium, is what this column is telling you, okay? The next column is the algorithm column. This tells you how frequently you should see this assignment in the contest. Now, keep in mind, that there are situations where there are repeat tasks where the algorithm may be considered low normally, but in particular this week you have that assignment quite frequently. For example, the planks assignment is something that you don't see every week. In fact, you probably rarely see it. But maybe you rotated it this week and it happens to be one of your repeat tasks and you've had it 3 times this week. We're not going to, in general, say that that assignment has a high algorithm because it doesn't. Normally, you never really receive it. But this particular week, you have a repeat task. So we do not judge algorithm on repeat tasks. We only judge algorithm on the regular, general, times that you're going to receive the assignment. We judge algorithm low, medium, high, and extremely high. So low is like maybe 1, 2 times, if at all. Medium is 2 to 3 times. So what this means is you may not receive this assignment at all, or you could receive it 2 to 3 times. That's the general average, okay? High is that you receive it usually like 3 to 6, and then extremely high means that it's constantly in the list, meaning like the monster assignment, the keys, the repair, the coins. Those are extremely high algorithm assignments. Okay, the next column is going to be your risk column. This is the column that tells you how doing this assignment could negatively impact your week. So, for instance, this particular assignment comes with a low or small risk, meaning if you have no upgrades in your list or if you're not in war. So if you have no upgrades in your list, what that means is that this could yield an upgrade. So for a low-level player, that could be a negative thing. For a high-level player, that could be a great thing. So just pay attention to that, okay? If you're not in war, that would be a problem, right? Because you can't do the assignment. Okay, launch common war attack. This is a non-premium assignment. The value is correct on. They can be 800 to 2400. Can only be done on war or during war or on the monster. Rotate before war ends if you're low on doorways. So usually we do 2 wars a week. I don't know about your club, but we do 2 wars a week. So basically what this is telling you is that you can do it during war and on the monster, but if you don't have a whole lot of doorways to work with and war is going to end soon, then you need to do it. It has good opportunity, algorithm is low, and there really isn't much risk with it. Okay, so you're just going to kind of go through everything and take a look, like when you do your task assessment, or when you need to choose an assignment. Like, let's say that you have to choose between, keys and repair. Then you're going to search these, refer to the guide, and then you're going to also take into consideration all the other criteria. Now, there's a couple other things I want to show you guys. So this chart here is the COM categories chart. This is the category that you need to pay attention to when you make your selection, okay? So the very first thing you always look at is value opportunity, value. Very first thing you look at is value, okay? Then you have value opportunity, which is, let's say you have a 3K assignment in your list. By completing that 3K assignment, you have now opened up the possibility of more 3K assignments to come in. Typically you have like a variety of points values, like maybe couple 3K tasks, couple 2K tasks, and so forth. If you have 3K tasks you haven't done and you're doing 2K tasks, you are less likely to get more 3K tasks since you have some sitting. It doesn't mean impossible, but less likely. Okay, so what value opportunity is the opportunity within value. And you're going to see that a lot on the charts where it says opportunity with value op or opportunity within value. That's what that means. Value possibility is the amount the assignment can be worth. So if it has a VP of 3,000, that means that assignment can be worth up to 3,000 points. So by rotating an assignment with a higher value possibility and good opportunity and high algorithm, that would be a good thing, right? But if you're rotating something that has a low value possibility in a high algorithm, that would not be a good thing. See where I'm going with this? Okay. The next category is opportunity. Opportunity is the result from doing that assignment. We just talked about that. So if you complete a 3K VU, that opportunity would be considered good. It has the ability to give you good assignments. The value opportunity would be good. As long as the value is high, the value opportunity is good. Okay? T stands for type of task. Now, what this means is the assignment premium, non-premium, high premium, so forth. Now, if you have a non-premium assignment versus a premium assignment, and the premium assignment has good opportunity, and the non-premium has good opportunity, they're both equal in value. Why would you choose the non-premium over the premium when the premium can be worth more if it comes back? Okay, so that's kind of what you're going for here. History is the amount of times that you've completed that specific assignment. So let's say that you've done keys 3 times, okay? All of which were at main task value, so 2K or higher. That's okay, but let's say you've done the keys 3 times at the value of 1,600 points as a low-level player. You would want to use caution because it's lowering your average, right? And if it's just coming back worth a low amount, then there's really no point in you continuing to do it. Algorithm. This is exceptionally important because you need to know how frequently this assignment's going to come back. For example, if the assignment has a high risk and it is got a high algorithm, then that's not a good thing. If the assignment has bad opportunity and the assignment has high algorithm, that's not a good thing either. So pay attention to your algorithm. If the assignment is good in opportunity, good in value possibility and everything else, then high algorithm would be great, right? The game category. What this means is, and this one is really, really, really important, you guys. This is something you really need to learn to pay attention to. The game category is what is going on in your game specifically that would change the outcome of your choice. For example, let's say you have a launch legendary attack in war times 3. Okay, so it's a 3,600 point assignment, but you're not in war, and you're not going to be in war for another 24 hours. That's a big problem, right? So what would be going on in your game that could change the outcome? Well, you either have to leave that assignment to sit, or you have to go to the monster and see how much it's going to cost to bring him in. If it isn't going to cost very much, then you could go ahead and do that and complete the assignment. But if it's going to cost, over 100 cash or 80 cash or something, then you're going to have to leave that assignment to sit and continue working, right? Now, to avoid things like this from happening, you guys really should move as fast as you possibly can during the times in which your club is at war. That's just one example. Another example, let's say that you have feed prepared, but you have a metal assignment. You're not going to pick up all the feed just to do one metal assignment, right? That would be ridiculous. But let's say you have metal, minerals, seeds, all of your good doorways are factory assignments. And I'm speaking to low-level players specifically here. And you don't have a feed assignment in your list, but you have feed prepared. You would likely pick up the feed and do the other assignments because you really have no choice. That is an example of what is going on in your game that would change the outcome of your choice. The next category is the risk category. Okay, risk, like we talked about a minute ago, that is how it is going to negatively impact your list. Downtime, now this is really important as well. Anytime that you take downtime during the Contest of Mayors, it should be really thought through, okay? Especially if it's during active war. So the way that I do it is we start war 12 hours before the contest begins so that we are in the attack phase when the contest of mares begins. That leaves us 1.5 days for the first war. I move as quickly as I possibly can within the first day and a half so that I'm to the streaks by the time the first war is over. By the time I finish the streaks, second war has started, and I can finish up whatever remaining assignments I have in my main list after the streaks are over. That's how I like to do things. A lot of people drag the contest of mares out over the course of several days. If you're doing that, you need to move as fast as you possibly can during the times in which war is in session, because here's what's going to happen. You're going to be in a position where you've taken too much time for yourself, downtime, whatever, to do stupid assignments like feed and stuff like that. And you're going to get hit with all kinds of stupid stuff like war assignments you can't do because you're not in war, or downtime for assignments that, like long factory productions. If that happens, now you're having to make choices that you wouldn't normally make because you didn't move quickly enough, and that could cost you the win. The next one is the doorway category. Now this, again, very important. The spot on your list, so like let's say the very first slot is a launch VU for 2,000, and then below that there's a chair's assignment for 1,000. Let's say you do the VU, okay, that means that you've completed doorway number 1 with a good assignment, and let's say that it was replaced with a 2,000 war attack, and you complete it, and then it gets replaced with another 2,000 point assignment. You've now done 3 2K tasks on 1 doorway, meaning you haven't switched spots on the list. That's the only slot you've clicked on. If you can locate your good doorway, then you can go back to it when you need to, right? So this is something that you really need to know about. If you're confused right now, I highly recommend that you click on the Contest of Mares playlist and watch the doorways video. The only way to remember your doorways and properly assess your list and be successful on a pro level is to take screenshots of your week, okay? Your choices. It's very important. Okay, next thing. High level order of rotation is, and this is for high level players only. I just wanted to put this in here for you guys so that you didn't have to refer to the comm guide for it. Basically, you're going to start by doing your highest main, premium, or non-premiums. Once all of your main tasks have been dealt with, you then move to your highest rotatable premium with highest algorithms. Taking into consideration all the other categories, this is just the quick elimination guide, okay? In other words, you can break it down to like 1 or 2 assignments by following this, and then you go up here to kind of, figure out the right choice. In other words, let's say that you have a VU for 2,000 and a launch rare war attack for 2,000. Does it matter which one you do? Absolutely. Why? What could be the determining factor? Both are premium, both are equal in value, both have good opportunity, both have low risk. What would be the contributing factor? Well, let's see. When does war end? 1 is limited time, meaning can only be done when war is there on the monster. That makes the war one a priority, but is that the only contributing factor? No. What else? Has the VU been done already? Has the war been done already? We need to know the history of these assignments. If the VU has been done already, how many times and what were the values on it? Is this the only time it came in for 2,000 and it's just been giving you a 1,000 VU? Has the, what else? We need to go through this whole list. So like we said, equal in value. Value opportunity is equal. Value possibility, they're both able to be worth 3,000 points. Value difference, there is none. They're equal in value. Opportunity is good. They're both premium. History, let's just say there's no history. Algorithm, VU has a slightly higher algorithm than war, so that makes VU a better choice if war is going to be around for a little bit. The game category, what's going on in your game, like war, is war happening, okay? Risk, no risk. Downtime, no downtime. Doorway, that's another good one, okay? Are either of these assignments attached to a good doorway? So let's say that this is the situation. Let's say that the war attack is your good doorway. Okay? That would make war the correct choice. But let's say the war attack was not your good doorway. Let's say neither of them has been considered a good doorway yet. Then which one is the correct choice? The VU. Why? It has a slightly higher algorithm. Okay? Let's say that war's ending soon. Which one would be the correct choice? War. You see why this stuff is important? Very, very, very important that you pay attention to all of these categories. You absolutely need to pay attention to what you know about each task and how you can determine which is the correct choice and which one is not. This right here is just going to narrow down your choices. Instead of you doing this for every single assignment in the list, you're narrowing it down with this and then doing this. Does that make sense? Okay, so you've got your high level order of rotation, highest main, premium or non-premium. That's 2K tasks or higher in the list. Once you've dealt with that, then you do your highest rotatable, which would mean below 2,000 points, premiums. So if you have a 1K Green Valley upgrade and you have an 1,800 Neo coins, which one is the correct choice? Well, if the Green Valley upgrade has not been done yet, then the Green Valley upgrade would be the correct choice because it's the highest premium. Premium, okay? Neo coins are non-premium assignments. Why is that important? Premiums have a high likelihood of bringing in more premiums, whereas non-premiums don't usually bring in premiums, okay? Once all of your premiums have been dealt with, all of your main tasks have been dealt with. So the only thing in your list right now would be non-premium assignments. You're going to go with your highest non-premium with the lowest algorithm rate, okay? So that is the general term for that. Now, let's go to the next page here. This here is the next bunch of assignments. This is the factory tasks, okay? We've got electrical, feed, glass. Now, there's a lot of risk here with some of these. Mainly, the risk is the downtime. So, pay attention to the downtimes, especially if you're a low-level player and you have to do, more than one round. One tip for you guys is to prep the second half of whatever it is first and then continue working. So if you have to, if you have an assignment that's asking for 56 feet and you don't have that many slots, what you're going to do is you're going to prep a fraction of them. So let's say, because you're not going to be starting the assignment yet, you're going to prep, let's say, 16 of the feed. That leaves you with 40 left to prep. So you'll prep 16, you'll leave the rest of your factories open, and you'll keep working. Okay? This allows you to prep and work at the same time. Once you actually start the feed assignment, then you can't do more assignments because you've already started one. So at that point, that'll be your downtime. Instead of having to take 12 hours of downtime, you can take only 6 hours of downtime. See my point here? Now, let's say that you can't keep working, that is your only assignment left to do. Then you would go ahead and prep the assignment in full. And then when you prep the second half, only prep a partial and do a partial on something else, just in case you end up getting a different factory task. Okay, so 56 feed, let's say you prepped 40 the first round, and then you're prepping 20 the second round. That's leaving you with X amount of factory slots. Let's say you prep glass with, okay, the rest of them, just in case you get a glass assignment or something. Okay, so that's kind of the gist of that. You guys can go through and look at the chart here. Now, this one is the, the regional tasks here. Regional upgrade is on the upgrade page. Then we've got regional shop items, submit design, and then the launch fee is down here at the bottom. Okay, this is the upgrade page. Now, here's the thing with upgrades. For high-level players, you guys actually complete upgrades, whereas low-level players don't. Okay, you guys just stack them up. High-level players, there is an order in which you rotate these. Okay, so the order that you rotate your upgrades is Old Town and Latin, then Omega, then Regional, then Airport, Regular, then Design, if at all, with the design. For example, what this means is, let's say that you have a Old Town 1200, a Paris 1000, and a Green Valley 1000. Which do you rotate first and why? Well, the Old Town is for 1200. It's high premium. So you're going to do that one first. Okay, so now let's say you have regional. You've got a 1K Green Valley, a 1K Airport, and a 1K Omega. So you would do Omega first, then regional, then airport. Okay? Let's say Omega wasn't there. You just had regional and airport. You would do regional, then airport, if they're of equal value. If the airport is 2,000 points and the regional is 1,000 points, then you would go with the airport first because it's main task. Okay? But if, let's say, the airport is 2,000 and the regional is 2,000, then you do the regional for 2,000. Does that make sense? Okay? Hopefully that makes sense, you guys. All right. That sums up everything, I think. I think that's it. Oh, here, this tells you guys main tasks are tasks 2K or higher. Rotatable tasks are below 2,000 points. Last resort, this is important, you guys. Last resort assignments are assignments to be done just before the streaks to bring in factory productions and house upgrades. Okay? The coins assignment is an assignment that usually, so like let's say you have keys for 1,200, repair for 1,200. That is considered last resort rotatable for low-level players at that value. Then you have coins. You would rotate coins first because it has the longest rate before it comes back. So it's usually like 2 to 6 rotations before it comes back. Then you would rotate the keys. Then you would rotate the repair. Okay? To bring in factory productions to secure them before the streaks or upgrades. If you're a high-level player, then you usually don't do these assignments really at all, unless at main task value, depending on your week and how things go. You can do the keys and the repair just before the streaks if they're not going to lower your average too much to secure like electrical or regional HQ or something, but that's about it. Now, low-level players mark Epic Project as last resort rotatable, but they don't do it just before the streaks. They do it within the first 25 assignments, okay? But they mark it LR because it's a last resort option, meaning they really shouldn't be doing it unless they absolutely have to. Okay, high premiums are over 3,000. Premium up to 3,000. Non-premium cannot be worth 3,000. And that sums everything up. You can just refer to this document. You guys, I'm going to put the link to this photo album in the description down below. And then when you click on the comm guide later today, when I get home, I'm going to update everything. It'll be in the comm guide as well, just so that you guys can print it. And then there will also be a separate document link for you guys if you just want this document. I also have some more stuff coming out To summarize this, this is not completely done yet, but I wanted to get this out for you guys before this next round of the contest so you had something to refer to.